Hello, it's the Parsha of Mishpatim. We're looking at it through the eyes of the Alshich in our series, The Gems of the Alshich. And interestingly, Mishpatim is primarily, it deals with laws, legal structures. And it starts off by saying, so if we take our art scroll, Chumash, and we turn to page 416, Be'elim Mishpatim Mishatosim Lifnehem, these are the statutes, the laws which will lay before them. And then, as I said, the Parsha is full of laws. However, all the commentators, including Rashi, are extremely exercised by those 5 words. And these are the laws which you will lay before them. First of all, Rashi notes that the Torah writes which you will lay before them, and of course it could have more easily said which you will teach them, which would be correct, because that's what it's talking about. Why did it say you shall lay them before them? And Rashi rather famously says because Jewish law has to be like a Shulchan Aruch. It has to be like a set table, so that just like a table which is set, everything that you need for the meal is in place, then everything has to be there. And he says that Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, Al Sala al Daitcha, don't let it enter your mind that you'll teach the Jewish law once, twice, 3 times until they know it off by heart and you've done your job. That's a very bare table. That's just the bare minimum, not at all. Jewish law requires the adherents of Jewish law to understand why Jewish law is like it is, and also why it isn't like it isn't. True knowledge means knowing why something is like it is, and also isn't any alternative. So therefore, that's why it's got to be a set table. The Jewish people have to be informed what Jewish law is all about. However, the next Rashi says that a very interesting thing which will set before them, the rabbis say that even if you find, and Rashi quotes this, even if you find a particular law, one of our laws, which has got a complete and total mirror image and echo and parallel in the non-Jewish world, and therefore you could take it to a non-Jewish court because they would simply do the exact same thing, find the exact same verdict, give the exact same sentence as we do in Torah law, you're still prevented from doing so. Question is why? The Alshich offers an answer, and it takes, in his answer, the Alshich takes us out of the world of simple legality, Jewish law, which of course is the main theme, I suppose, of what we imagine a rabbi to be all about, and takes it into a totally different realm. And he says, because it's not just a question of setting out a law which is going to be acted on structurally, societally. No. Jewish law does something much more than just moderate the behavior of people in a particular society. Jewish law is religious law, and that doesn't mean that conjures all sorts of inappropriate imagery, medieval imagery. No. Jewish law is also about connecting a Jew to the spiritual. When a Jew does a mitzvah, there's a blessing we make beforehand. The Sher Kiddishon the mitzvah of, blessed are thou, Lord God, King of the universe, who has sanctified me by the doing of this mitzvah. That is to say, the actions, the Jewish actions which are required of us, is connecting us with the spiritual. So it's not just, and it might be, of course, at the same time, simultaneously, you're handing out laws which govern a society's behavior, but also a Jew, in keeping the Torah's law, is connecting with the divine. Let me read a little bit of the Alshich to you. So, in the Alshich, in this edition, it's in page Reish Memvov, second column, last paragraph. Now we find a very good reason, Vadas. That's why the Torah says you shall set them before them. And not before non-Jewish courts. Even if they do it the exact same thing, the same way. Because God is trying to tell you, by the keeping of these mitzvahs, you connect to me. And you are climbing a ladder by the keeping of these laws in the way the Torah says that you should keep these laws, and you should rule in these laws and judge these laws in your court cases here in a Bet Din, is connecting you with the worlds above, the different dimensions of existence that you as a Jew, you as a human being, are a composite of. There are various worlds, the worlds of the angels, the world of the spirit. In fact, he says this, let me read a bit more to you. Ki guf v'nefesh v'ruach v'neshama loy. A human being Well, a Jewish human being has a body and a soul, a ruach, translate that, a spirit perhaps, neshama, very difficult word to translate, neshama, and normally neshama and nefesh are usually translated rather sloppily, actually, as being soul, as though they're interchangeable. But a very important rule, which I'm sure we've discussed before, is there are no synonyms in Lashon HaKodesh in the Torah's Hebrew. Each word defines something specific. So I usually translate neshama as a super soul. We don't have time to go into exactly what that is. But the components that make up a human being, a Jewish human being, is a collection or a collective of the various dimensions above this world. And we are made from that. We're made physically from this world, but the spiritual comes from different worlds. Spiritual worlds where angels live. We combine and contain all of those, and we can, as a consequence, by keeping these mitzvahs, connect all of those worlds. The world of the angels, when we say the prayer Kadosh, 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 in the Amidah, then and only then are the angels allowed to say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. One of the reasons they didn't want us to get the Torah. We become the dominant, we are, in fact, but it's revealed in the giving the Torah, it's now, we become the dominant partner in the whole of Hashem's creation in the universe. And by keeping the laws and setting the laws in front of a Jewish court, it's not just they're giving a ruling according to what the strict letter of the law is, but also the process is a process which connects us with the spiritual and binds those worlds together. So it's essential to bear in mind that keeping Jewish law is not just common sense because it's good law. It's not just structurally securing a society, the glue that keeps society together, even though it does. It keeps souls together and keeps souls glued and connected to the source from which they were made, and that's to Hashem himself.